On your left, left, right, left! Send the word along the line tonight. Hear the drums begin to roll. Voices rising, hearts igniting, freedom calling every soul. From the hills to the open plains, from the farms to the towns so small, there's a fire that's burning strong again. Hear your country call. Lift it up, let it ring, hear the bell.
Ocio, I wanted to talk to you briefly about something. Now, y'all all are aware, y'all not ignorant, you know, y'all all are aware of the so-called Democratic Socialist Party. I call them the Democrat Communist Socialist Idiots. And I'll tell you one thing, and I hope it's not likely, but on the slight possibility, even though this is a very small channel, I don't have a lot of subscribers, but here it goes. I'm hoping that the president can at least hear this from a small guy, an old man who does have an opinion. And I will say this is my opinion, my thoughts. Everybody shares their thoughts. Well, I'm sharing mine. You know, this country was built on freedom. It is, well, basically it's and you can look it up in the history books and everything. It's a constitutional republic. And nothing but. And here you have these Democrat socialists. They're not really socialists. They call themselves, alright, think of this. You have a step ladder, a two-step ladder. You know, so you can get up and reach cabinets, you know, it's too far to reach up, you know. Well, communism as a whole is a two-step. Two, right? First step is socialism. The next step is communism. And then as a whole it's just full-blown, right? So to me, ain't no difference, you know, between someone saying socialism and communism. It's all the same thing. But you got a lot of young whippersnappers out there that says it ain't the same, and they don't even know their left hand from their right. Some of the questions that they're asked, simple questions, they can't even answer. Who was the first president? They think it was Abraham Lincoln, some of them. You know, and they look at you like, is this a trick question? Yeah. And these are kids, young people that goes to college. Parents spend money on their kids to go to college just to go get indoctrinated by communists and come out more stupid. But anyway, I digress here. The thing is, the Democrat communist idiots are wanting to take away the presidency, you know, remove the Senate and all this other stuff. All of our freedoms. They want to get rid of the Constitution, prisons, the police, everything, you know, they want it to run amok. Yeah. And see, you as Americans need to stand up, and I'm hoping the president hears, is that we need to stand up against this. That's treason. This is treason, outright treason. And if these yahoos are not arrested and deported or got rid of, whatever, thrown in prison, every single American will rue the day that they were ever born. You know, here I am, an old man, and I never did think I would see this day. If someone would have told me this stuff would have happened back when I was in my teens or in my early 20s, I would have sit there and laughed at them and said, yeah, dream on, Alice. But you know what? Here it is. And these people are gaining strength. Them and these radical Islamic Muslims is gaining foothold. They're getting more rights and putting out their Sharia law and stuff and doing it right under the government's nose. Something needs to be done about this stuff. Because I will say this, and if by chance Mr. President Trump listens, Mr. Trump, President, sir, if you don't do something now, there won't be no freedom anymore. This will not be America. The American flag will be burned and abolished. Constitution, everything will be gone. It won't even be a country. It'll be a mental asylum for the loony bin. You know, those loons who want to take over and do what they want and kill, steal, rob, and destroy. Doesn't that remind you of something that the Bible said? That's what the devil is? A thief. You know, he said that he kills, he steals, he destroys. And they're doing what their father does. So something needs to be done. And there will be such a civil war of like nothing ever written in any history books here in this country, because the ones who still have their freedoms, you know, for the firearms, who has them to protect their own and for hunting and such, they will stand up and fight, and militias will rise up. But the thing is, this should be done right, and starting from the president himself. So I am hoping that someone will listen and understand these loons should not be allowed to take over. We need to make our voices heard so that the president may hear, and anyone that's in our government that has common sense needs to hear. We need to do something about these criminals. And that is exactly what the Democratic communist idiots are, criminals. And they're rising in power. If somebody don't shut them down now, you say, well, they got freedoms. No. Criminals do not have freedoms to do what they want. And this is what they're doing. They're slick. I'm telling you, they're con men. Something needs to be done. So, are you with me, America? Or should I say, are you with the idea of keeping our freedoms, and putting God first, and then country, fighting for what is right, speaking up and letting the president know that we are not happy about this and something needs to be done about these criminals. Last I thought, I heard, was such things as what these yahoos are doing is a crime. It's time to put these yahoos in jail, in prison, and a lot of them deported, pending. Tried? Yes, they should be tried. But this needs to be handled the right way, and they should be gotten rid of as of yesterday. So what are you going to do? Mr. President, I have great respect for you, sir. And I hope that you do the right thing. This has to stop. You've been a good president. I know there's times that little things, there's things here or there I might not totally agree with you on, but I have a lot of respect for you, sir. And so, I've been praying for you. Stay strong, Mr. President. And there's still people who will back you up. Even if the others will turn and stab you in the back, there's a lot of us that will stand up behind you. So, alright. I said my piece. It ain't much. I'm an old man. Either, you listen to me, not, that's up to you. I ain't gonna I don't force anybody to listen to me or accept my opinions, but I thought I would share mine just like everybody else shares theirs. So that's it. That's all I got to say for now. I hope that you will have a good day. Be blessed. Stay alert. And God bless you. I hope. Wado.